Uh, Glad to see you. I can't see you. I shouldn't even say that. Glad you're participating. But I will know you're there if you give me some comments. That's the way I know for sure. I can know afterwards, but not now. And look, yesterday I did a video on the agile organization. I want to talk about that again here and add a little bit more color and flavor to it. Be somewhat redundant, maybe, but not totally. So this is all about, quite frankly, a way of organizing a company that's becoming more and more prevalent. It's being more and more written about. I've got a lot of my recent readings from McKinsey, the McKinsey.com, the international consulting firm, very reputable. There are a lot of articles in there on this concept of an agile organization and what it means. And across the world, what kinds of companies are really deploying a model like I'm going to describe to you in a minute here within their companies and having a great deal of success. Now, you know me, I go back a long ways. I'm a age-old software guy from IBM and later an Intel guy. In that I've seen this kind of organization all the way back into the 80s. So the idea of an agile organization, we didn't call it that back then. We called it cross-functional teams, something really technical like that. That's what we called it at IBM. But we're trying to achieve the same kinds of things. Of course, we didn't have the kind of technology we have today to automate marketing and sales and all the all the tools going into development and like CRMs that help us communicate better as teams and all these team building software products. So we didn't have anything like that. It was all manual, quite frankly, pieces of paper. We drew pictures of how the organization would operate. So that's, I'm going to talk about the modern day agile organization, even though we didn't call it that back then. But I truly appreciate the power of what this kind of an organization can do. We tried it and we had some success with it. We had a lot of politics, as you might imagine, and a grading of private lesser goals of other people who didn't want to give up their people, let them be managed by others, and you can imagine the arguments that occurred. But let me before I start, ask you to consider, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Entradot YouTube channel. Subscribe now, and you will find when you subscribe, that very page you enter when you do that is a little video for me that helps you understand what the heck we do at Entradot. Maybe we can help you. But below that is a series of playlists, left to right, full of videos and lots of subjects that are going to be relevant to any business owner. I bet a lot of money you'll find something, perhaps several things that'll help you in your business, whether you're starting, just getting going, or you've been up and running a while. I bet you'll find many that help you. So enough of the advertisement. Let's get on with this subject of agility. And that's what I call it, agility. The agile organization is an agile organization. But there are these 5 kind of characteristics of such an organization that are going to have to be true in order for this to work. So this is kind of at the core of, what's got to be going on in terms of the dynamics in the organization, what's going on. There's first of all got to be a need for speed. The speed in decision making mainly. Speed in development, speed in closing deals, speed in your manufacturing organization. All that stuff will come as a result of organizational changes and like the flattening of the organization, which we'll just talk about in a minute. But faster decision making and decision making done at much lower levels in the company, done by very responsible people that know how to make decisions. That's what produces the speed. You empower your organization at the at the leadership level, deep within your company, and you empower them and hold them accountable for decisions that they're going to make. This takes really experienced people. So people in leadership positions have to be these A players I keep talking about, the best of the best. So this is all about speed. Efficiency leads to speed, all those kinds of things that make up an agile organization. The next thing is the organization has to have some stability. There is structure, after all, in an agile organization. If you ever seen an org chart, it looks very different. It's not this hierarchy, the boss at the top and 4 or 5, 6 managers reporting to him or her, that another level of management below them, and then people. And then all sorts of lines are drawn as to who can work with who, and how decisions are made from the top down. If I'm not getting that across, that's slow. It's slow, it's stodgy. It takes a long damn time to get everybody to agree to move forward with something. Stability in this new world is a flatter organization, way flatter. Still some key executives for, there's an executive running the company, but other key executives that guide functional groups within the company. But within each department, or probably groups by discipline, developers, manufacturers, marketing, sales, by business discipline. That's the way I usually see it done. But within them are people who can take the lead on almost any initiatives that's relevant to marketing, sales, development, customer support, manufacturing improvements, whatever, and can draw upon the skills of other people within other parts of the company instantly, done at the first line level, done at the team level, person to person. No big boss had to decide anything, because these people are trusted to do it right, and quite frankly, held accountable for doing it right. So there's this kind of role clarity that is very different. You got decisions going on, and the boss is not involved. The big boss is not involved in making them. This is a trusted group of people and a trusting organization that allows this to happen. So you have role clarity as to what their scope of responsibility is, and what leadership positions they're going to be taking on, because it's their forte, it's their skill. Within this organization, a lot of other stuff is going on, though. Innovation from the bottom up. People have great ideas, new technologies, new innovations, lots of stuff coming in from the outside to help us in this process for running an agile organization. Tools to manage marketing, tools to manage the progress of sales, tools to, quite frankly, manage the agile development process. So I'm trying to impress you that this is not just agile development, this is an agile company who operates in a very similar way. In fact, I think pretty much the same way that the agile process works in development, that you probably have actually participated in one time or another. So it's also characterized by discipline. These people know what they're doing. I'm going to do my A player thing again. Yes, these are really the best people and have the discipline to actually pull this off. So those are the characteristics. So what does the operational model look like? How does this company operate? Well, of course, it's a company with a strategy and a purpose. That's no different than any other form of organization. But this structure of the company looks very different. If you look at an org chart of an agile organization, it's more circles of teams throughout the company, led by a key individual, and that becomes difficult to draw. Now, what is the organizational structure that I just described to you was the team structure, and the organizational structure is down to a handful of people. Really flat organization. So in so doing, you create this stability of an organization. I know who I work for. who's my boss, who gives me a raise now and then, maybe, who gives me my stock options, who do I go to it for career advice, who is working with me as a team member and encouraging me and patting me on the back when I do something really good and keeping me motivated, a person I trust. So there's stability, that kind of stability, but this is a dynamic organization. It, from one day to the next, 1 week more likely, or a month to the next, teams are changing, adding people, teams disband, new teams emerge. Things are happening across the organization to get stuff done. This structure can move quickly, back to speed. The reason it can move quickly, why? Because decision making is done well within the organization, within a somewhat hierarchical structure, but a cross-functional structure where team leaders, qualified team leaders, can draw on people throughout the company to handle some problem. Another key to this operating model is whenever that happens, they have a process that they execute, and everybody involved in it knows what it is. It's documented, it's practiced, it's rapid, it produces the kind of speed that we want to have and efficiency we want to have, but we're not making this up as we go along. When a leader pulls a team together for a marketing issue, there's a process for creating a marketing plan of some kind, or marketing campaign, more likely, of some kind. When we've got a customer call, we're in trouble in River City with our key customer there. The team leader of customer support pulls together a person from manufacturing, from development, maybe from marketing, and get on Zoom and later when hopefully on airplanes and go and handle the situation. But for every one of these examples I could give you, there's a process. There must be that. Or it's helter-skelter. You're making it up as we go along? No way. That will slow you down. This is really a dynamic organization. So in this new world, we're stable and dynamic all at the same time. How about that, huh? That's a video for tomorrow, by the way, on another McKinsey article. So the people have to be the best of the best. I've already said that. I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm dead serious about it. You do not have rookies leading teams. Rookies can be on teams and learn to be a team leader. And when they learn the process and when they know enough about how to run a team, they'll be the next team leaders. That's how you grow this. And then technology, it goes hand in hand with innovation, which is part of this model, but enabling technologies that make these teams work more efficiently. Metrics spells it all. This operating model has to produce results. So have metrics, the usual one, revenue growth, customer satisfaction, the list goes on, that you're gonna manage your company by these kinds of metrics. So I'm taking my notes down here, sticking the final notes up here. These are my yellow stickies that you can't see and I can, and keeps me focused on the camera. That's the secret to this. I'm really a rookie at this video stuff. So I invent these little tools that help remind me what I'm going to say and where I look when I say it. So look, the outcomes are what's next. And I've mentioned some of them already. First is employee engagement. There's a mission. These people are empowered. They're focused. You get everybody involved in solving problems, accomplishing marketing plans, closing sales, improving the manufacturing line, improving customer support, and the list goes on. When employees are directly involved and understand what the mission is, what we're trying to accomplish here, and it's clear as mud, hopefully clear as a bell, not mud, that you've got a group of people that are empowered to make it happen, solve the problem, create the plan, do the development, make the change to the product, whatever it is, team after team after team. You can think of them as a bunch of hit squads. These are people in the organization that team up and handle certain things. After a while, teams become very specialized on several different things they can do, and they know each other. And within these teams, trust is built. Isn't that wonderful? And they do things really well because they trust each other. Customer satisfaction is a result as well. When you deliver on time or deliver faster than you committed to, you're going to get superior ratings. You're going to get your 5 stars on Google and wherever the heck else you get them. The customer journey for your customer is going to be very satisfying to them. And you're going to be happy that you've delivered faster with higher quality. You've been overly responsive. Overly is not quite the right way to say it, but you've been extremely responsive in handling issues with them. They will recognize that, and you will get more and more business and more referrals from customers. That's what you want. Then the operational performance of your company, because you're speedier, and you will achieve more faster, and over time be able to predict how fast you can do things, how much faster you can do things. When you quote deals, when you quote a commitment for a fix to a problem with your product, when you quote a plan to put in a new service offering for a customer, whatever it is, your know-how on how to do this kind of stuff will improve over time. And that's what also customers will recognize. So all of this spells teamwork. It's not new, an exciting and very important aspect of teamwork. If you've got really bright people doing all of this stuff and being led by highly qualified people, all on trying to achieve the same mission and are empowered to do it and realize they're accountable to make things happen, magic occurs. You get these kind of results I just took you through. So that's it. And we got a few questions. I think the first one I talked about in a way early on. He says, well, I think he's saying, Bill, well, since you've been doing this so long, what's different now? Well, there's a lot different now. Back when we did these cross-functional teams, quite frankly, we felt we were the first. There was a lot written on it at the time, and we drew pictures of reds and green and blue dots. There are the kinds of people that some were a team leader, some were a manager, and some were the people doing the work. Red, blue, green pictures, we called them. But it was paper and pencil, and it wasn't PowerPoint at this time. It was foils. We drew foil and transparencies. That's what we called them. You probably know what the hell I'm talking about. But so today, it's totally different. People, quite frankly, are much more in tune with how to get things done. People in management positions are much more in tune with what agile means and what a flat organization means. The innovation, excuse me, I might sneeze here. The innovation that's occurring around this is tremendous. The tools that you can put in your hand now to manage projects and manage communications is extraordinary. We didn't have any of that back then. I think we're on a new, further down the road, we're on a new frontier for really seeing these agile organizations thrive. And I urge you again to take a look at these McKinsey reports. They're full of examples of companies that have tried this and have been quite successful at it. Next question is, well, can a startup do this? Well, hell yes. Wait, so you got to start up of 5 people. You are in those 5 people is all the teams you're going to have for a little while. You'll start bringing in subcontractors for development, maybe subcontracting out some marketing work, maybe bring on a commissioned salesperson that's a subcontractor as well. You outsource your manufacturing. What the heck it is, all of what you do, your 5 people This is ideal. There's only 5 of you, not 25. But this is the way it starts. So within one person, maybe multiple teams. No kidding. So when you're starting, the magnitude of stuff you've got to do is pretty focused. Well, wait a minute. Things change when you get customers, get customers yelling at you because you made a mistake on you got a bug in your software, or the product doesn't turn on, or something. Whatever the heck the problems are, you will start to develop more marketing, maybe a more an in-house sales organization as time goes on, more developers, engineering and or software development. If you're in manufacturing, you may take on multiple manufacturers. You have to have people manage all of that stuff going on. So as your company grows, your challenge is to keep the idea that we do things in teams, and the organization structure is pretty flat, and we're hiring the best people to whom we can count on, from whom we can count on to get things done through their leadership. So you can evolve from the start, you can start as an agile organization with 5 people and grow it to 25, 50, 500 as time goes on. Pretty straightforward. Tougher to do, though. It takes really experienced people to do it. So those are the 2 questions. There were others like it. I think I covered all of what's being asked here. So with that, I hope you have the best of luck putting together your organization and making it as agile as you can and as dynamic as you can. And as you become more and more agile, you're going to have really great days. Talk to you soon again.